And we're in 10-9 be thankful unto the mother, father, creative life force of the universe. Kudzai Mudzimu Mukulu, give praises unto our great ancestors. Abibi Fahodie, Abibi Tumi, African liberation and African power for all African people. We're back, yeah, with the man himself, brother Rakeem Shabazz. Yeah, with a little bit of a supplementary to our interview that we conducted. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure most of you watching this have come from watching that. So, and if you haven't watched that, go and check that out right about now. You don't know. I say it, go. Yeah, but we need to just get into this subject of the very, very interesting album cover that brother Rakeem Shabazz chose, yeah, for the Why is the Dome album. So first of all, my brother, what was the concept behind the album cover?
Oh wow. So man, I was at the Museum of African Art in Washington D.C.
Okay.
and I was staring at the Dogon mask, and I was I was reading the little placard on there, and it was talking about how they represented the connection to the heavens, and
Right.
and which is why they go up so high, and
Yeah.
and then so I was just looking at the pictures, and then my Earth took a picture of me while I was looking,
Okay. Okay.
and then I saw the picture, and I immediately was like, "Yo, this the album cover," and
Right. Right.
so I got Zarhil, um, who is a dope graphics designer. He makes a lot of the indie guys album cover that I have on the album, and
Yeah.
so I told him I kind of wanted, instead of to be a still picture,
Right.
kind of make it like half cartoonish,
Right.
half real. And
Right.
he sent that back to me, man, and it was perfect.
Okay. 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 All
And,
right.
and
Well.
and so yeah, and so when we think of like Why's the Dome, and we think about our connections to the heavens and everything that exists. When I think of Why's the Dome, I think of the metaphor of elevation and
Right.
elevating,
Right.
and I just felt like it went together perfectly.
Okay. Okay. Beautiful. No worries if you can't remember, but do you remember what? So any of the information that was on the captions themselves in terms of what the master. And by the way, just to clarify what you're saying, yeah, those three tall, yeah,
Mhm.
objects, yeah, on the album cover are masks,
They're
yeah,
masked, yeah.
right. They're not swords, they're not
No,
carvings, they're
no,
masks, yeah,
yes, yes,
and they're
indeed.
currently displayed in the Museum of African Art in Washington D.C. And
Right,
that's a whole another subject in terms of museums
right,
as a feature of colonialism
right,
of the
right,
colonial project. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But you know, we do learn a lot from them, right? And so
right,
there's a silver lining, there's a blessing within that colonial enterprise, at least for in terms of our access, yeah, to the
right.
works of our ancestors, our connection to the work of our ancestors, right? But can you remember any of the significance of the mass? Yeah,
Um,
that
I just knew that they from it was a really small description,
right,
but it talked about their ceremonial use, and
right,
the main takeaway was the reason that they are uh, so high, so tall, right?
right.
Is
Mhm.
is is this the unification between um, you know uh, man in the heavens, kind of
Yeah,
on possibly even similar to as above, so below.
right,
It's a
right.
connection of being connected to the universe, and also too when we think space has no direction, but when on Earth, whenever we think of the
Yeah,
cosmos, we think
mhm,
upward and
yeah,
elevation,
yeah.
and so yeah, that's what that was the main takeaway. I will
Okay.
say that they could do a little bit better at the museums of having a little bit more to say about these great works.
Right, right.
But yeah, that's pretty much what the gist of
Okay.
uh, what they said.
Okay. And so because I'm sure you would have seen other pieces in the museum. Yeah. So
Mhm.
what differentiated this particular piece from the other pieces that you saw
Well,
as far as the album cover is concerned?
then just to think about Dogon cosmology and their fascination with space and
Mm-hmm.
the Sirius a Sirius star constellation,
Mm-hmm.
and those are our ancestors, and I've always been someone as well who was fascinated with
Mm.
the cosmos, and I have a little. It's not an expensive one. I have a little cheap telescope that what I mean in my closet now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But I think that's who we are as
Right.
Africans. Like not necessarily seeing ourselves because like and sometimes we can as a people we can be tribalistic
Right. Right.
sometimes
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but also that understanding of there's no longer any idea of tribe, right? Whenever we are dealing with something so vast, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And I feel
Mm-hmm.
like it's just in our nature as black people to I know we laugh at the the incident with the submarine the other day. Like when
Mm-hmm.
we explore, we're gonna do it right. You know what I'm saying? we're not. We're just gonna try to
Yes,
mitigate
sir.
as
Yes,
many
sir.
as many
Yes, sir.
the risk. We're gonna try to mitigate the risk as much as possible. But I feel like
Yes, sir.
it is in our nature to explore, and just having um, that love for space, that love for Africa,
Mm-hmm.
it
Mm-hmm.
it connects it. I have a few books by Neil deGrasse Tyson, and he mentions Africa a lot in his books and his interviews, right? And
Mm-hmm.
because I think he's of the understanding too that um, academia looks at Africa in a way that is to demonize it,
Yes, yes, yes.
and so just loving science, loving space exploration, loving the mystery about it all, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the concept that the Dogon had of unifying the two, I thought that was dope, and it was just one of those things where I wasn't I wasn't really aware that I was staring this long. I didn't know anybody took a picture, anything. It was just
Yeah, yeah.
one of those things, right? And
Right,
kind of
right.
like transport you to modern day Mali now, like what I
Okay.
mean, like. And
Okay.
so it was just kind of something that I guess my spirit gravitated to.
It was all right. Okay, and then so then final question then, because on you talk about evolution and elevating,
Hmm.
and that kind of concept here. And I'm wondering, if this played into at least some of how you ordered the track listing. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
for sure.
because I was thinking about this because like when I was listening to it, I went through especially the first five tracks. Yeah.
Hmm.
So for those who are not aware, track one is On Trees. Yeah.
Hmm.
Then I See You World and No Devils in Hell,
Hmm.
and then Home of the Slaves. Yeah.
Hmm.
And it struck me that all of these are describing like our present condition, or at least the present condition of Africans in America.
Right.
Then the fifth track is Shine,
Right.
yeah, which is like an elevation point, right? So
Right.
I don't know if what I was seeing there was deliberate, or was I reading too much into
Nah, brother, it was
all right,
mathematics. It was
okay,
like that on purpose.
all right, break it down.
Just like the the first five or four songs obviously are describing our condition, and
Yes.
then you have Shine.
Hmm.
That there's always hope, and there's always like within all of our liberation struggles, or
Hmm.
in even those who might not be aware of what our liberation struggles are, we always keep a certain amount of hope and try to find the good out of some of the worst situations uh, known to man. And so Sean was something, in my opinion, that kind of offered that, right? And then you start getting into the hourglasses where the self-reflection, and then the love hella right, relationship
Hmm.
type of idea, because like I said, I wanted to capture as much of the experience and tell a story with it as much as possible.
Right. Okay, all right. Thank you for that, Roy. It's good to get those questions in. These are
Yeah, no
important
doubt, no doubt.
to get into your mind. Yeah. So you don't know, family. Yeah. The Why Is a Dome album is available now. Yeah. To stream on all DSPs as they call it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So all streaming platforms. You know what I'm saying? Go check it out right now. But I encourage you also to check out the Bandcamp. Yeah. Check out the Bandcamp. You can stream it there, but you can also purchase it there as well. So support the thing on a different level. Check out the Bandcamp, yeah, Rakeem Shabazz Bandcamp, and you'll be able to purchase the album right there. Support Rakeem, support all the artists, and make sure that we spread the love and support the Black revolutionary conscious music that's out there as well, family. You know what I'm saying? You don't know. That's what it's all about. Thank you once again, brother Rakeem. We appreciate you. We love you. And always remember, you ain't got nothing if you ain't got kush. Peace.
Lyricism is a craft. Leave the gimmicks to the half-hearts who can only walk the beaten path and rock the stereotypical mask. They stole our swag, pimped us out, called it mainstream, and we said bunny. The only stream we feel is the one that flows from our current. We were the genius, wide-eyed, trying to fraternize with the gatekeepers to the mansion. And every time we got too black, no exposure was the sanction. He couldn't resist the rhythm, stayed making P from our riggers, saying, please continue to create like gods, just so long as you spit like niggas. But we're them perverted revolutionaries. Don't let us in the door, we kick it down. Seal the roof, we smash through the ceiling. And now we've become wise enough to construct our own buildings. Their mansion is a minor, to their industry we don't aspire. Now London's burning, cause we ignite the UK fire. So spit high caliber MC, rapper, bring the spoken word poet. Vocalists construct those melodies of resonant frequencies and send it out to the world. If Omawale Malcolm was a poet, we are the means necessary. Carrying Yah Santa was bullets on the winds of our words. If Messiah was music, we are the whirlwind and the storm. Be black as you wanna be, this is your platform. Like how the Most High created the world, it's recognized as the first gift. gotkushTV, we bring you Wordsmith.